It's the final countdown of the Uefa World Cup Qualifiers, where we still have 11 spots up for grabs. Welcome to the preview and prediction of the final window of the first round of Uefa World Cup Qualifiers. And in today's video, we're going to predict every single game of this window. We got massive games, appetizing games, and I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Which teams are going to qualify directly from the UEFA region? Which game are you most hyped for? So let's get straight into the predictions for the November window. So Group A, it is still close as we got Germany, Slovakia on 9 points, Northern Ireland are on 6 points, and Luxembourg are at the bottom with 0 points and nothing to play for. They are already eliminated. So Germany play Luxembourg. This should be an easy victory for Germany. Luxembourg have been kind of disappointing throughout these qualifiers. They're not a great home side. The only game where they've been somewhat good, you would say, was the Slovakia game at home. Otherwise, Luxembourg have been a very poor side. And Germany, while they're not spectacular, they're still missing some key players like a Musiala, for example. They're just going through the motion. Their big game will, of course, be the Slovakia match, but I expect Germany to win this game 2-0. The game I'm really looking forward to is Slovakia versus Northern Ireland, because Northern Ireland are a good side. Even though they got 6 points and they've lost 2 games, one of them obviously against Germany and against Germany away from home as well. But Northern Ireland, I think, are a competitive team. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how Northern Ireland do away to Slovakia. And Slovakia, all they need to do is just get a point and just take it to the last game against Germany. But I'm liking the way Northern Ireland are playing. Slovakia, ever since that Germany game, the first game, they've been average. Average away to Northern Ireland, average away to Luxembourg, and they got a home victory over Luxembourg, but that's pretty easy to do. So this game, I'm going to go with a 1-1 because I think Northern Ireland are a physical team, but they got some good technical players going forward. And I just like the way Northern Ireland are playing at this moment in time. Then we got Northern Ireland versus Luxembourg. I think Northern Ireland will win this game and maybe get the runners-up spot in this group and go to the playoffs, which for me, I think they deserve because they've been playing really good football. So I think they're going to beat Luxembourg. I'm going to go with a 2-0 scoreline there. Then the last game will be Germany versus Slovakia. Germany just got to hope they don't lose the game. Slovakia know they have to win the game. That will play into the hands of Germany, where Slovakia will eventually have to come out of their shell and play football. I think then Germany will dominate. They want to get some revenge on Slovakia after getting, I think, humiliated in Bratislava. I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory there for Germany. Germany will directly qualify, and I think Northern Ireland will grab the runners-up spot here. So Graham Potter will be making his debut with the Sweden national team. They have nothing to play for, Sweden. They are just looking forward to the playoffs, and it's going to be fascinating to see how Graham Potter wants to set up with this Sweden team. Does he want to go with 4 defenders, keep going with the 5-defender setup? It's very intriguing to see what Graham Potter is going to do. I mean, they're going away to Switzerland, and all I have to say to Graham Potter is good luck, because the Swiss are still in a roll. Yes, they drew their last game 0-0 with Slovenia, but the Swiss are an unbelievable side. I really like the way Murray Akin has kind of develop this new side. You know, you have the Embolo, you have the Vargas, you have the Ndoye, and these guys up front are special. But as long as you have Granit Xhaka, you're going to win every single game. I think Sweden will be competitive. They're going to look a little bit better, look a little bit more organized. That's something that Graham Potter simply has to do with this team, is look more organized. But I think Switzerland will still get the victory here. I'm going to go 2-1. The game, though, it is Slovenia versus Kosovo. All Kosovo have to do is avoid defeat, and they will go to the playoffs, which would be a remarkable achievement considering how difficult this group was initially when it was drawn out. And for Kosovo, they're not like the most flashiest of teams. They're not very much a possession-based team, but when they go forward, and think about this, for most of these qualifiers, they haven't had Shagrova. And Shagrova has had some cameo minutes, but he's not fully fit. If they had a fully fit Shagrova, I mean, that attack would look even more dangerous on the counterattack, because that's the Kosovo style of play. They just want to be a counterattacking team, keep it very resolute defensively. They've only conceded all the goals, all 4 goals in one game, which was the first game against Switzerland. Now they're going away to Slovenia. I mean, Slovenia, they are terrible right now. They have nothing going forward. They haven't looked the best defensively, and that's why I'm a little bit worried here for Slovenia. I don't think this game is going to be pretty. I'm actually going to go with a 0-0, like it was in Pristina between Kosovo and Slovenia. I'm going to go 0-0, and I think that will be enough for Kosovo to get the runners-up spot. Then Kosovo hosts Switzerland. I don't think there will be much to play for. Yes, there could be an opportunity still for Kosovo, possibly of going directly qualifying. I don't think that will be the case, so I'm going to go 1-1 in that game. I think it will end in a draw. Then Sweden will host Slovenia. Both teams have nothing to play for. Sweden will go into the playoffs. Slovenia, you could say, have been one of the more disappointing teams throughout these qualifiers. And that's why I'm going to go with Sweden winning the game 2-1 to just grab some momentum, which they need heading into the playoffs. Group C then, and yes, it is all between Denmark and Scotland. So the other games really don't matter. Yes, you have Greece versus Scotland, which could be a bit of a difficult game for Scotland. Yes, they didn't look the most convincing, I thought, in the October window. I'm still amazed and just baffled how they got the 6 points. I think every Scottish person can agree because they didn't play well. But yet they walk away with 6 points and they're tied for top of the group with Denmark with 10 points. So if you're Scotland, you didn't play well, you're Steve Clark, all you have to tell your players and yourself is, if we just play better, we can win this group. That's the opportunity here for Scotland to return to the World Cup for the first time since 1998, which would be a great achievement. Now, going away to Greece, and we know Greece have been really disappointing. I will say it again. I don't think this is mostly on Jovanovic. I think it's mostly been down to individual mistakes from the players. So I'm kind of tempted to go 1-1 in this game just for Greece to get some revenge on Scotland. How will be the psyche, the mentality of the Greek players after a disappointing 4 games? I'm going to go 1-1 in that game. Denmark are hosting Belarus. Yeah, it's going to be 4-5-0. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath if you ask me. Belarus then hosting Greece on neutral ground, of course. Greece will beat Belarus because Belarus are terrible. I'm going to go 3-1 for Greece. And then Scotland will host Denmark. So I think at this point in time, Denmark would be on 13 points. Scotland would be on 11. So Scotland just have to win the game. They're at home. We know Hampden Park is a very, very difficult ground to go and get a result. So how will Denmark approach the game? How will Brian Riemer approach the game? Will he be like, hey, let's just keep possession. Let's just keep possession. Or if I'm Brian Riemer, I'm just going to allow Scotland possession the ball and try and break us down because Scotland are a good counterattacking team and just want to be defensively solid, but they're not like a possession-based team. Yeah, they have some good players like a John McGinn, a Scott McSauce, and these sort of guys, but they cannot break down a team. So I think for Denmark, I would just allow possession to Scotland and just hit them on the counterattack with the good players you have. Let's see how they're going to approach it. This is a massive game for Scotland because it could be one of their biggest games in the 21st century returning to the World Cup, but Denmark are just on a roll right now. I think they have gone out of that groove of what they were in 2024, 2023, which was not the most stylish of play. But now because they have good players, they're starting to play like it again. And I think Denmark will get a result here. And I think this game will end 2-1 because Scotland will have to go for that late goal. Denmark will score a late goal and it finishes 2-1 for Denmark and they return to the World Cup once again. Now, this group could get fascinating if, and this is a big if Ukraine go away to France and beat them, which it's not out of the realm of possibility here because France, we know, with Didier Deschamps, they're just trying to go through the motions. They're just trying to get the results and qualify and then figure out everything else later. Do they have talented players, France? Of course they do. And they're calling up Sherky, who we all know is an absolute baller. I wanted to see him start the game because I just think he could feed the players like an Ekitike, like an Mbappe. I think Ekitike needs to get some minutes here because the guy is on absolute fire. Just play Mbappe in his natural position on the left wing. Then you will see France really cooking, I think, in the forward line. Yeah, they've scored 9 goals in these qualifiers. They haven't looked the best defensively, but I just feel like they could add a little bit more attacking quality. For Ukraine, they're going away. They've been okay in these qualifiers. They had a really good window in October, obviously getting that crucial victory away in Iceland, which was just a golazo game in my opinion. But I still don't fully trust Rebrov. I feel like France are going to, just squeak by here in this game. I'm going to go 2-1 there. Azerbaijan, Iceland. Iceland humiliated Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan still have the caretaker manager until they figure out what they want to do with their future. And this is a game where Iceland have to win, basically, if they want to keep their hopes alive of getting a playoff spot. So I'm going to go Iceland winning this game 2-1. It's going to be a narrow scoreline there. Azerbaijan, France. France might rotate. It won't matter. I'm going to go 2-0 for France. Ukraine then hosting Iceland. This is going to be a good game because both teams are going to be equal on points. Iceland will have a superior goal difference. So all Iceland will have to do is just defend. And defend, and then it will be down to Ukraine to try and break them down. This is going to be a sneaky game, I think, for the final match day, which everybody should be watching. It's on 16th of November. So watch this game, people. Malinovsky's on good form, people. Which I wouldn't say in 2025. That Malinovsky, who has been absent for the national team for the last couple of years, he started to cook in the October window. I'm going to go with Ukraine just winning narrowly because they're at home. I'm going to go 2-1 Ukraine here. and they get the playoff spot, and Iceland will just miss out. But I think Iceland have a promising future. They just got to fix their defense badly. For me, this is a pretty straightforward group. Obviously, Spain will qualify to the World Cup, and I think Turkey will get the runners-up. Obviously, Georgia are hosting Spain, which Georgia have a terrible record against Spain. Spain will get back the likes of Lamine Yamal into this team, and Spain are just on a roll. I mean, look at that, guys. 15 goals scored, 0 conceded in 4 games, and they're on absolute smoke. I think Spain will win this game 3-0. I just don't have a prayer right now for Georgia because Georgia defensively are not a good side. So then I think Spain will automatically qualify. Then obviously Turkey hosting Bulgaria. That will be 4-0 because again, Bulgaria, just the downfall has been tragic. Absolutely tragic on how poor they are. Yes, you can be a bad side, but you can still be competitive. Bulgaria are just terrible. I'm sorry to all my Bulgarians out there. I think Turkey will win this game 4-0. Then it's the final match day. Bulgaria hosting Georgia. Let's go Georgia winning 3-1 like in the first game. And then Spain hosting Turkey. I mean, Turkey will have to win this game like 6-0, 7-0 to directly qualify. That is not going to happen here. They got to at least keep it competitive considering the first game when it was 6-0 for Spain. Do you know how humiliating that is for the Turkish players and the Turkish fans? Losing 6-0 at home. I don't think that will be the case this time around because Spain on that day were absolutely phenomenal. I think this time around it will be 3-1, 4-1, 4-1 sort of scoreline here for Spain. They will directly qualify, but Turkey, still, you got to watch them out in these playoffs. This is going to be a fascinating group because obviously we know Portugal will directly qualify even though they're going to go away to Ireland. But who is going to get that playoff spot? I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who's going to get the playoff spot in this group? Who will be the runners-up? Because I don't have any confidence in any of them. The team I have the least confidence in is actually Ireland. Because Hallgrímsson and this team, for the quality they have, they play atrocious football. I don't know how you Irish people do it. You guys got to be drinking whiskey or something. Because the football that Hallgrímsson is producing with this talented Irish team is diabolical. They need to get a result here. I don't think they're going to get anything at home to Portugal because Portugal will just, Ireland are going to do the same thing like they did away to Lisbon. Defend with 20 guys behind the ball and just keep it 0-0 as long as you can go in the game and just hope you can get a point here, then going away to Budapest. But I think Portugal, they just got the quality and they had a little bit of a disappointing window, you could say, in October. But I think the psyche for the Portuguese players is similar to the French players where they're like, let's just get to the World Cup here. We're not fussed by the qualifiers. So I think Portugal will win the game 2-0. I think they'll get the job done there. Armenia-Hungary could be a little bit sneaky game in a sense that Hungary maybe underestimate Armenia slightly, but Armenia are a good team. We saw that even away to Dublin. Like Armenia were the better side until they got the red card. Hungary, I think they showed real good character throughout these qualifiers. The comeback against Portugal to get a point away at Lisbon, I think really speaks highly that still Marco Rossi's voice is being heard in the changing room and the players still believe him. But going away to Armenia could be tough. I'm going to go 2-1 for Hungary in that game. And that will put them in prime position then get the playoff spot because then Hungary will be on 8 points. Ireland will be on 4 points. And it will be job done even before the final match day. And even then, I think Hungary will beat Ireland at home because, Ireland are just not a good side in these qualifiers. They got a good future, but maybe it's too little too late to really start putting the performances. And I think Hungary will win the game 2-1. And Portugal then hosting Armenia, I think they win 3-0. So then Portugal will directly qualify and Hungary will get the playoff spot. I just want a moment of silence, people, here for all my Finnish viewers and everybody who is a Finnish football fan or Michael Talks football fan, as Teemu Pukki will be playing his final window with the Finland national team. And what a legend. I mean, for me, one of the GOAT players of Finnish football history, was probably the reason why we qualified to the Euros in 2020. And I just got to say, man, it's going to be a little bit emotional to see what the reaction will be for Pukki when he leaves against Malta. But, kudos to Pukki, man. What a career he's had with the Finland national team. And hopefully he can just get one more goal to get him to 43 goals. And he's already the all-time goal scorer for the Finland national team. So shout out to him. They're hosting Malta. It will be 3-0 Finland. Better be at least. Then we got Poland versus Netherlands. Now, you look at the goal difference, Netherlands are way, way ahead of Poland, and that's not going to be in the favor of Poland here. But if Poland can get a victory, I think that will put them in a little bit of a better position psychologically of heading into those playoffs because Jan Urban, I think he has started his career off well with Poland, concerning the football at the beginning of these qualifiers from Poland was atrocious, but they've been producing some better results, better football. And can they get a result at home to Netherlands? Probably, because I don't trust Ronald Koeman one bit, and neither should any Dutch people. Why should you trust Ronald Koeman? Yeah, you won 4-0, 4-0 the last window, but it's just like the football is still not good enough, and we need to see new players. We need to just see some other players in the attacking forward line. I think Boku from Bayer Leverkusen deserves a call-up. I don't know if Dutch people agree, but I think that guy would really solve the problem in the right wing position. Yes, Donjan Malen is a good player, but I think Boku could add a different element to this national team. Going away to Poland could be tough. Obviously, the last game was a 1-1. Matty Cash for the great goal. This time around, I'm going to go with this exact same scoreline. I'll go 1-1 in this game between Poland and the Netherlands, and that should be enough for the Dutch to qualify to the World Cup. Then Malta hosting Poland. Poland will win the game 2-0. And then the Netherlands hosting Lithuania. They will win 3-0 and directly qualify to the World Cup, and Poland will go to the playoffs. Now, this is going to be the spiciest group, in my opinion, because we've got Austria, Bosnia, and Romania all in contention still to directly qualify, and San Marino could still qualify for the playoffs, which for me, it's just ludicrous. They got to fix something with the Nations League. I just don't think we want to see San Marino in the play. While it's an amazing story, yes, we all love the San Marino story. But if you're talking about quality games you want to see in the playoffs, you want to see Turkey destroy San Marino 8-0 in the playoffs? Is that what we want to see, people? I mean, shout out to San Marino. They have a minus 31 goal difference in 7 games, people. That's not what we want to see in the playoffs. So they have to fix it with the Nations League, but there has to be some elements go in the favor of San Marino to qualify to the playoffs, which we will see if that happens at the final match day. But the first game then is Cyprus-Austria, where don't sleep on Cyprus. These guys can ball out here. We saw what they did against Bosnia, getting that late goal to equalize it 2-2. Cyprus have been a competitive side at home, 2-2 draw with Bosnia and Romania, just beating San Marino 2-0. So if you're Austria, I say this all the time with Austria in these qualifiers. They have not been convincing. The only convincing victory they have in these qualifiers is 10-0 San Marino. That's it. Compared to what it was heading into the Euros last time around with Ralf Rangnick, oh my God. Everybody was like, these guys are dark horses. This time around, I'm like, they're getting the job done, but I think they're fortunate that they're not in the most competitive of groups, Austria. Now they're going to go away to Cyprus. I really don't think this is going to be easy. I see Austria still getting the result here. I'm going to go 2-1 Austria just to put that pressure on Bosnia and Romania on that same day as well. Then it is Bosnia hosting Romania. Now, for Romania, they've had a poor qualifiers. Lucescu's hiring hasn't been the most successful at this time. While for Bosnia, I think they've had some really good progress. They've obviously used some more youngsters into this team, and you can see there's a better future for Bosnian football. But the pressure's still on Bosnia to get a result here. If Romania win, Bosnia go away to Austria in the final match day, which could be to their detriment. Oh, this is going to be tough, but I feel like this is going to be another draw. I'm going to go 1-1. Remember the last time these two teams played? Romania, you could say, dominated the game, but Bosnia won the game. So I'm going to go 1-1 in this game, and that will be enough then for Austria to directly qualify to the World Cup. And then Austria hosts Bosnia. Bosnia just got to win that game because Romania are going to beat San Marino like 5-0, 6-0. It's going to happen. So for Bosnia, you got to win the game or at least get a point. And I feel like Bosnia are going to... Oh, yeah, they'll get the point here. I feel like Bosnia will get the point here. I'm going to go 1-1. I could see Ralf Rangnick maybe rotating some players because they have already directly qualified. I'm going to go 1-1. So that will be Austria directly qualified for the first time since 1998. Bosnia going to the playoffs, and Romania should be going to the playoffs as well through the Nations League. This is the moment then. Norwegian football fans have been waiting since 2000 Euros, the last time Norway played at a major competition. All they just really have to do is just beat Estonia, and they will qualify to the World Cup. I mean, barring an absolute collapse of epic proportions on the final match day to Italy, Norway will be qualifying to the World Cup. They're going to play Estonia. I mean, shout out to all my Estonians out there, but I don't think you guys have a prayer. I mean, yeah, look, you've only lost away to Israel 2-1. You beat Moldova 3-2. I think Moldova had a red card in that game, if memory serves me right. This time around, though, you're going away to Norwegians, and look at the way Norway are playing. Yeah, I don't think Estonia have a prayer here. I'm going to go Norway winning 4-0. Moldova then hosting Italy. I mean, for Gattuso's side, they had a little bit of a better October window. They didn't concede any crazy chances in that window. And I feel like Italy will keep on rolling with their performances. I got Italy winning that game 2-0. Israel hosting Moldova. We'll go 2-0 for Israel. And then Italy, Norway. Now, look, I mean, barring just the most epic collapse I've ever seen from Norwegian football. And obviously Norwegians don't want to say they're going to qualify yet because they got PTSD, basically, Norwegians, from all the missed opportunities to qualify. But it would have to be like Italy winning 7-0, 8-0 for them to qualify to the World Cup, which I just don't see against this Norwegian team unless like UEFA decide, hey, you get an early red card, you get an early red card, and we'll make it spicy. But yeah, I just don't see it happening. This game, I'm going to go with Italy winning the game, but I'm going to go 2-1 Italy, and that'll be enough for Norway to qualify to the World Cup. And yeah, Italy are going to the playoffs once again. I did say that Belgium winning that game in Wales was massive because look at the last two games here. Belgium going away to Kazakhstan, not going to be easy because we've seen it over and over again, it seems like in the last couple of years, where teams take that long travel to Kazakhstan and struggle. Yes, you know, Wales and North Macedonia, they went away to Kazakhstan and both won 1-0, but it's not going to be easy for Belgium here. Belgium, I think they get the 1-0 victory, just like the other teams. It's not going to be pretty, but they just got to get the job done here. Wales going away to Liechtenstein. Yeah, it's going to be like 4-0, 5-0 for Wales. Belgium hosting Liechtenstein. I'm going to go 6-0, 7-0 there, and they will directly qualify to the World Cup. And then it will just come down to Wales versus Macedonia. Now, Wales have been a good side, but for Macedonia, you could not drop points at home to Kazakhstan. Now, Wales are still in a good position where even if they don't finish as the runners-up, they will qualify to the playoffs through the Nations League. So at least they got that back pocket there. So for Macedonia, there's more pressure on them to get a result here because if they don't get a result here, Wales win the game. Wales will then finish runners-up. I would feel a little bit bad for Macedonia because I think they've been a competitive side. Like they haven't lost any games here, people. They've had 2 draws against Belgium, but that costly draw at home to Kazakhstan could bite them in the ass. And they are a good defensive team. They don't really offer a lot going forward. I feel like Wales are a lot better attacking team compared to Macedonia. But because of Craig Bellamy's tactics, they're going to allow the opposition chances here. I'm going to go, though, I'll go 1-1. I'm going to keep it safe in this game. I can't really predict a winner. And I feel like Macedonia will get the runners-up spot and go to the playoffs. But it's not all the end for Wales. They will also go to the playoffs through the Nations League. It is down then to Serbia and Albania still. But after Albania got that massive, massive victory away to Serbia, all they just got to do is you just have to beat Andorra. Now, don't F this up, Albania. You got a golden ticket here. Both teams are going to lose to England. I don't care if Albania are hosting England at home. England are on a roll. Yes, probably Thomas Tuchel will rotate some of the players. Obviously, Foden got called up. Bellingham got called up. So nice to see those players get called up and they're both in great form. Obviously, all that media hype. Oh, Bellingham, he's not really good fit for the national team. Just shut up. Really? Just shut up. The guy was injured. Okay? Now Thomas Tuchel brings him into this team. Let's see how they're going to set up with those players. I'm really fascinated to see how Thomas Tuchel will do. Yeah, but England will beat Serbia. I mean, kudos to Serbia. At least Pixie is gone. At least they brought back now Paljonovic, who was obviously the manager when they won the U20 World Cup. I didn't really like the squad because we didn't see a lot of like youth integrated into this team, but maybe he's just keeping it safe for these final 2 games where you just need the experience, keep the cohesion, the chemistry going. And yeah, but for Serbia, you're going away to England. You're going to lose 2-0. Albania will beat Andorra. I'm going to go 2-1 in that game. Actually, no, let's go 2-0. Let's go 2-0 Albania in that game. And that will be enough for Albania to at least get the playoff spot as the runners up. Then Albania hosting England. Yeah, England will win that game 2-0. And then Serbia have a nothing game against Latvia and they'll win 3-0. But it really would be disappointing here for Serbia if they missed the playoffs or at least finish runners up because I feel like they are a better team than Albania. But on paper, it can only carry you so much. And now they have to sack Pixie. Paljonovic comes in. At least I'm loving the hiring, but kudos to Albania. They haven't been the most prettiest of teams in these qualifiers. They just get the job done. How will they do in the playoffs? Time will tell. But at least they finish runners up here. Then the final group. Now, it would be a lovely, lovely story to see Faroe Islands somehow make it into the runners up position because they have been a competitive team against all of these top teams here, the Croatia, the Montenegros, the Czech Republics. But for Faroe Islands, you're going away to Croatia, which that is the last spot you want to go to if you're the Faroe Islands. Now, can they keep it competitive? No doubt about it. They only lost 1-0 at home to Croatia in the return fixture. But this time around, I'm going to go Croatia winning 2-0. Though Faroe Islands will keep it competitive. They know they have to win that game, but I'm going to go Croatia winning 2-0. Gibraltar hosting Montenegro. I mean, one of the worst teams in these qualifiers as well, Gibraltar and Montenegro. Yeah, Montenegro were good at home against Gibraltar against Faroe Islands. But ever since that, it's been the Titanic settings here for Montenegro, but they'll win the game 2-0 against Gibraltar. Czech Republic will beat Gibraltar 2-0. And then Croatia, Montenegro, maybe they'll rotate Croatia, maybe a 1-1 result. It won't matter. Croatia will directly qualify to the World Cup. And Czechia, who have had a chaotic qualifiers as well. They haven't been a good side. They obviously sacked Hasek. He's now gone as the manager. They got a caretaker manager. Who knows what's going to happen with Czechia heading into those playoffs, but they're going to have to massively improve. Otherwise, I just don't see them being competitive in those playoffs, but they at least get the playoff spot here, and Croatia directly qualify. But there we have it, people. The preview and prediction of the November window, the final window. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Which game are you most hyped for? Which game is going to be absolutely blockbuster? And let me know the 11 teams you think will directly qualify from this window. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for more UEFA World Cup qualifying content. We're still going to review the window, then we're going to talk about the playoffs, playoff predictions. We're going to talk about how far I think each European nation will go at the World Cup. And remember to follow me on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, join the Discord, all those links, description down below. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time, adios.